What's up, guys? I'm back again, and today we're talking about a little pet project of mine, something that I've really been enjoying for a while. It's made its rounds on Instagram for a while. But before we get into the housekeeping notes and all that stuff, tell me what you think about this mess back here. The white background, ring light, all that nonsense. Is it worth keep doing? Does it look like shit? You tell me. But housekeeping notes. As always, make sure you follow me on Instagram at MadMaxGuns. That's where I post most of my content now. You can see what I'm working on behind the scenes, all that nonsense. And patreon.com/MadMaxGuns if you want to help me out a little bit more. And another way to help out the channel is Big Daddy Unlimited. Link in the description below. Big Daddy Unlimited, if you don't know what it is an online superstore, firearms, accessories, ammo, all that nonsense. If you buy all that stuff on a regular basis, if you're looking for new parts all the time, definitely worth it. It's a website that is behind a paywall, so they're able to put stuff out at prices below MAP pricing, if you know what that is. It's like manufacturer's minimum advertised pricing or something like that, where typically you can't put stuff or advertise stuff at prices below that. That's why this websites will be like, oh, price too low to see, put it in your cart to view price, stuff like that. Everything on Big Daddy Unlimited is like that. So if you buy a lot of stuff for rifles, guns, pistols, ammo, any of that, it's going to be worth it for you. If not, it's not going to be worth it. It's 99 cents for the first month. It's a couple dollars every month after that. And that's that. So check that out if you're into it. And let's get into today's subject. We have this big, beautiful woman here. And this is just a completely custom rifle that I did because I thought having just one 308 bolt action was not enough. If you haven't seen my Stumpy Thumper video, I thought that, having a 16-inch bolt gun 308 is awesome, but you need a normal 308 too. So here it is. It might look to you somewhat like an M40 because it is somewhat like an M40. We'll dive a little bit more into the details as we go, but we'll start from the stock here. There's the Macmillan, I believe, A4 stock. It's what the Marine Corps used on the M40A3s and A5s. This is kind of a hybrid between the two. It's fantastic stock. I think it's beautiful. And then obviously this Tigre stripe paint job is fantastic. Got the idea from a guy on Instagram that is a pretty good following, M57 electrical firing device, I believe. I probably messed that up, but check him out on Instagram. I'll throw it down here. He, I believe, started the whole Tigre stripe paint job frenzy that we're in right now. And they look fucking sweet, so paint your gun like that too. It's pretty easy. But we got the Macmillan stock here. It's got a nice little saddle cheek riser that is external to the stock. It's not molded in it. And it's sweet, looks cool, and it's effective. Typically, I would just tape a sleeping mat on there and be off to the races, but now I don't have to. The action, we have an Ultimatum Precision U300. Never caught on. They don't make them anymore. They had a lot of issues when they first came out, and that's how I ended up with this one, but that's a story for another day. They have an unusually hard bolt lift, but it's really not that bad, all things considered. But either way, it's I don't want to call it a Remington 700 clone because it is not exactly like a Remington 700. And in an article I'm currently in the process of writing for the MDT blog, I discuss the differences between the Ultimatum Precision blueprint and the Remington 700. Some minor differences, and it's mostly with the mag stop in here. So when inserting a AICS magazine, it doesn't go in normally. Gotta open the bolt and it goes in. And you're good. Before we move on, you got a 60 degree bolt throw And it's really not as bad as people make it out to seem, in my opinion. It's not as smooth as my Stiller or like the Terminuses that I've played with in the past, but it's fine. It comes with a 20 MOA scope mount on top. The bottom metal underneath, it is a Pacific tooling gauge. It is essentially a Badger M5 clone, a Badger detachable box magazine bottom metal. Works the same, it's fine. No complaints there, it's just a little cheaper. But it's the same size and everything. This stock actually came milled out for it already, or I guess you could say that. It came ready for this bottom metal, and this little guy up here. This is a Badger, shoot. The name of what it is escaping me at the moment, but essentially it's just to hold night vision devices up front. So I bedded that in there, bedded the action in there. I turned this barrel. It is a Schillen number 7 1 in 10 twist, which is used for the M40s. They might actually use a different brand, but it is a number 7 profile 1 in 10 twist on the A5s, which is why it's kind of like a hybrid. Because on the A3s, I believe they use a 1 in 12 twist. But yeah, so I turned the barrel up. This stock was inletted for a number 7 barrel. I would have liked to use a heavy varmint or number 8, depending on which brand it is. But this is kind of nice, being a little lighter than the other rifles that I use. And this feels more like a sniper rifle than like a precision rifle, if that makes sense. Have a cantable Harris bipod up front that just stays on there. It's mounted to the sling mount, and that doesn't leave this rifle. Up front here, it is threaded 5/8 24. I keep a cap on here. I used to run a Surefire SOCOM brake on here, but I like using this rifle to pretty much train on and just do target shooting with. And because of that, I have a stock Remington 700, the X Mark trigger in here, but it's still 4-pound pull, nice and crisp. I was taught by several people that are way more in the know than me that it doesn't matter how light the trigger is. If you have good fundamentals and it breaks crisp, you're going to break a good shot. So I train on this. It has like no bells and whistles other than some phenomenal glass on top that I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, that was the purpose of this rifle, to have a full-size 308 that doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but still looks cool as shit. And I like my 308s to not be in chassis. Everything in my head when it comes to rifles is like a carousel. I'm constantly changing, it's going around, and everything's... I'm not going to try to explain it because you'll never understand. It doesn't make sense. But my mind is constantly changing on what I like to do with rifles, which is why I keep changing shit up all the time. But up top here, we have some pristine German engineering, a Schmidt & Bender PM2 3-20, which is right at home on this rifle. This is pretty much a sniper scope. I'm not going to dive too deep into this optic. If you know anything about optics, you know Schmidt & Bender's the shit. And I would say they're worth every penny that you're paying for them, but I didn't. This came from a friend. So it's on long-term loan, so it's at home on this rifle for the foreseeable future. If you're thinking about buying it and you have the financial ability to buy a Schmidt & Bender, do it. Is there other options out there that are better? Tangent Theta, Zero Compromise, Minox, maybe. But you're not going to go... once you start going into that stuff, there's diminishing returns, and you're paying $4,000 for an optic that... Does the extra $1,000 do anything? Maybe. Maybe not. That's up to you to find out. But, yeah, so that is... I've dubbed him El Tigre. And since my 6GT is the gay Tigre. This is the not gay Tigre. So let's talk about performance. I've only had the ability to take this out to 640 yards so far, and it absolutely hammers. I do hand loads for it. Typically I'm shooting hand loads, but it shoots factory ammo great too. I'm shooting, it shoots 175 CR Match Kings, fucking super tight. I've been shooting some IMI M118LR recently. It's better. It's MOA or better with this rifle. Standard deviations aren't great, so I don't know how it's going to do at greater distances than 600. But I do plan on taking this out to 1,000 sometime this summer, whenever I really get the time to do it. But hand loading, I'm shooting mostly Berger 180s and Lapua 175 CNR-Ls, and the way I have those loads tuned, accidentally, it was a happy accident. The dope for both of them are within 1/10 of a mil of each other, give or take. But yeah, this thing shoots lights out. I'll see if I can find some zero targets that I'll throw up there just to show, but it's a half MOA gun if I'm doing my part, which is the point of building this gun, so I can learn to do my part better. There's really not too much to talk about. Shilling barrels aren't my favorite. It's what was available to me at the time. I typically like to use Bartline, or I'm curious to try international barrels soon as well. And U300, the price was right on it for me. I'm not looking to do anything competing with this rifle. Maybe one day it'll be fun to shoot a tactical match with it just for shits and gigs. I might do it at the end of the season this year. I'll let you know. But this is my baby right now. It's like my favorite rifle to shoot because it feels like I'm shooting a real rifle. Whereas my 6mm and all that, there's not a whole lot of recoil. The 223 AI, which is something that I'm really excited about that I'm going to be talking more about in the future, that's like shooting a BB gun. But this thing is fantastic. If you got any questions about it, quick questions, drop in the comments. If you want to have a conversation about it, hit me in the DMs on Instagram. As always, follow me on Instagram at MadMaxGuns. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/MadMaxGuns. Check out Big Daddy Unlimited. Come here, Bubba. And Bronson here says, thanks if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, eat a dick. Say bye, Bronson. Bye, Bronson. Thanks for watching. See you later.